Inking is a very, very common technique, not only in Japanese comics, but comics in general, and also in fine art, obviously. We loosely define it as the process in which an artist will take his or her artwork, which is generally probably in sketch form or concept or thumbnail otherwise, and produce a more finalized permanent version by going over with ink or otherwise producing an ink version. So for the lesson and for manga in general, like we do encourage students to experiment with different types of inking materials as well as different line styles. This will allow them to internalize how different inking styles convey different emotions. So obviously, strong, bold lines and very flexible, thin lines are going to have different feelings and different moods when you're drawing something. So the basic tools that you'll need for this demonstration will be fixed width pens of varying widths. So here we have a ballpoint pen, and then we have a Sakura micron, a fixed width, so basically a one width pen. And there's many types of pens out there, so I mean, whatever you have available is totally fine. So, and then a brush pen, which is basically a pen that has a brush tip, and it simulates like a sumi ink pen. Basically, that's very commonly used in manga, just to give like a variety of emotion and style to a particular comic or story. So here you have on the left two images of a typical male and typical female anime head that's drawn in a fixed width ink pen. And so you can see that most of the lines are pretty static. You have on the eyes, like the eyelid is a little thicker, so it stands out a little bit more. And then on the right, you have the same images that are inked with a brush pen, which will have a little more variety of line width, which adds, therefore, a little more dynamic feel to everything. So as I said earlier, students should be encouraged to just pick up, whatever they've got handy and just start exploring with it. In terms of inking, a very common technique that we use is to vary line width, and we do this for several reasons. So when you have a whole manga page and there's all kinds of stuff going on, you have a character jumping off some building and you have the environment drawings behind it, if everything is one width, it all kind of fades into each other after a while. It turns flat. So this is a very technical thing. So by varying your line width, you can add a level of depth to your images. Like for example, if you want the character to stand out in front of a background, the character might be in a little bit of a bolder line than it is for everything else. So that's one reason. And then the other reason is to let each artist find their individual inking style. So everything has a style. So inking, it should be optional. I mean, it really depends on each individual artist to how far they want to finalize their artwork.